Heard a story today in church, and it was very powerful, and I'd like to share it with y'all. In 1893, there was a interfaith service held in Chicago, Illinois, where every religion in the world that wanted to participate could show up into this congregation. And I think it was like 15,000 people showed up, and they all sit there and they have a chance. Everyone can go have a chance to go speak on the stage and convince others why their religion is what is the right one. Some Buddhists spoke, some Hindus spoke, there was Zoroastrianism, there was all these people speaking, but then a Christian went to speak by the name of Joseph Cook. Now, Joseph Cook, first thing he said when he got on the stage was he addressed the entire crowd and he said, I want to introduce y'all to a woman. And I believe her name was Macbeth. Anyways, he said, I want to introduce y'all to her. Her hands are stained red, for she has killed a man. And he said, which one of your religions could remove that sin from her? Which one of your religions can forgive her of that sin? All the religions sat there and talked to each other, and they all mingled, and they sat there and tried to figure it out and try to figure out who it was. But then a hush fell over the room, everyone got quiet, and they all just looked at Joseph Cook. Cook, realizing that nobody could answer, just said, I'll ask a second question. And he looks up to the sky and says, John, how can this woman be freed of her sin, and how can she be forgiven for what she has done? He waited for a reply, and then he looks at the people and says, did y'all hear what he said? And he opens John chapter 1, verse 7, and said that God's blood has forgiven this person so gracefully, even though they don't deserve it. And by his grace, they are freed from that sin. And then he began reading John 3:16. It said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And then they had an invitation, and 300 people got saved. Joseph Cook talked for 5 minutes. That's not powerful. Maybe you need to do some reading. Maybe you need an invitation.